Please die this time, please. My silent prayer as I walk back towards the starved weather on its side, this time with a more robust stick in my hand. I glance towards my two children sitting on a log, playing amongst some sticks and leaves, hoping like hell something distracts them from the task that awaits me. I glance down to see the poor animal trying to raise its head, and with one last deep breath, I commence beating the back of its head to hopefully take it to eternity and free from the drought of 1986. I look across, however, to see Matt, my kind-hearted 4-year-old, crying at the scene in front of me and him, he declaring in a heartbroken tone,
"Mummy, I love all the sheep."
Morning comes and I look out at the hazy, dusty paddocks of our property. I love the bush, a farm girl born and bred. I fight to light the confounded old Crown No. 5, black tar creeping down the chimney from burning 2 greener ironbark wood apparently. Up to the table for soldier posts and toasts, washed down with a murky old cup of instant coffee. No time to waste, off we go into the old blue ute with only one door, where I sit the boys as close to me as possible as to not enable them to fall out. They wait patiently while I load up 8 precise buckets of corn into the make-do feeder on the tray back. 8 buckets, no more, no less, precisely the amount after clever calculation needed to keep the poor starving sheep from succumbing to starvation. And off we go. Slow pace, trying to find where the mob are this morning on 1,200 acres. Not long and they find me, circling around as they do, and quickly I open the hatch and drive slowly along. A long stream of corn pours out. The patient ones wait and the really hungry ones fight for position along the line. I often wonder, do sheep have different personalities like people? And after seeing this fight for survival, I decide that they do. Some are fatalists like me, and some are more hopeful of survival. After munching and crunching the corn, they amble off to eat some of the old dry bull oak trees that my husband has cut down during the weekend. His only break from shearing sheep from daylight to dawn, earning wages to try and keep us afloat. Home we go, covered in dust from head to toe, to have a bath in treated dam water. I am buggered if I can see the chemicals that hubby has put into it make any difference to the colour, but we do what we do. The kids don't mind as they play with a box full of plastic toys recently received as Christmas presents from some church group that visited. I think fondly of them as I once again check the old wood stove, see if it is still going, as shearing commences in 3 days of what is left of our very diminished mob of sheep. Chocolate slice, lattice slice, Madeira cake, Anzac biscuits, fruit slice, all on the list to feed the 3 shearers, 1 wool classer and 2 shed hands. 9 a.m, 12 p.m, 3 p.m. on the dot, not 1 minute late. Full dinner of vegetables and roast on the table at noon. My job to swipe away the marauding flies from the dining shearing party. How many feeds of lamb chops tenderised with a chemical concoction recommended to me by my father-in-law? I wonder at how the hell I did it while looking after a 4 and 2-year-old at the same time. All hand done from scratch. We survived the 7 days of shearing to see my husband hanging on hearing from the wool agent the price we are to receive. This year not so favourable, but it will go towards our loan with a 22% interest rate and all of Byrne's wages to simply pay the interest. No payoff of the principal on the loan. Again, on and on this seems to go. A new day. The kids and I head off for our little ritual of crayfishing in the little waterholes in the creek that run past the house. This provides us with fun and an extra food source. We do this as we glance towards the west at the building rainstorms developing, only moving towards the house as they get closer. Please this time let it fall decently, not just bits here and there that just kick off the herbage into sprout. The sheep then chase this pick, overexerting themselves into running through the paddocks to try and chew a small amount of greenery. My heart bleeds each time I think of this. Imagine running in the hope of a taste of one green mortal. I collect the mail to read that the government have a new scheme where we receive a payment to kill off an amount of our flock to get the sheep numbers down across the country. Now we muster with a heavy heart, hire a dozer to dig a hole and commence the heart-wrenching job of euthanizing each and every wether that we save from starvation, only to meet this fate. The children are sent away with my mum for the day. This large mound haunts me for the next 10 years every time I walk over the bones of our much-loved animals. Rain is coming, or so Indigo tells us. Each day hopeful as the storms build. We receive at last decent rainfall several days in a row. A green tinge visible after a few days as I look out the kitchen window. Then the grass and wildflower kick off growing and all is good again for a while. Optimism once again in my being. We are in fact unbreakable.